Hey guys, Robert Strongthumb here. I'm going to be showing off Chen today and all that I know about him. I've been playing Chen a lot, and I think I've really come to understand this character of all characters, possibly close to the most. I'd say the only one I have a higher understanding of is Zagar. Wow, that was a really fast loading screen. So, I believe this was in Hero League, actually. No, it couldn't have been, because we have a solo. No. Yes, this was not a Hero League. I'm not sure. But Chen, as far as a build goes, I know his build, and I know that build's playstyle. At least, I assume with different builds that are, I'd say, probably less viable. He does have other styles, but keep in mind that this one's also very fun, if those other ones are very fun as well. So, at level 1 with Chen, you want to take a Regeneration Master. This is just like any other Regeneration Master. You pick up regen globes and collect stacks. Now, Chen's early game is incredibly weak. He can soak up damage, but he doesn't have the movement speed or the regen he needs to be incredibly tanky, the way he is in the later games. So, it's very important that you don't overextend for these regen globes. I have probably died more than 100 times with Chen because I just really wanted that regen globe, and guys, it's so not worth it. You don't necessarily have to stack the regen globes either. You get another regen talent that adds to his tankiness. I'd say you can get away with even 10 regen globes. Having 20 definitely helps, especially with the amplified healing at level 4. But it's important that you note otherwise. You can actually roam if your team allows it. Again, the regen globes aren't super important that you should abandon lanes for it, but if your team allows it and the map allows it, roaming for the regen globes wouldn't be a bad idea. Because if you can get to 40 regen globes on Chen, that's just incredible. What Chen can do, if you just hold the D button down, he can soak up damage like this. Now, in between these drinks, you want to be using the W and the E button for some damage when you take a break from the drink there. But you don't have to. Well, in this case, you probably should. And, again, early game, you are basically powerless, and a lot of players know this. This is a Master Skin Lunar. She's probably faced a Chen before. We are super hard we were super hard pushing middle, I believe. Chen can solo lane just fine, but not against multiple people, because again, he's very weak. And in the early game, he's not indestructible unless if he's standing still. And people can stun him out of this pretty easily. I am riskily staying really close to the thing I'd like to point out. But this Lunar is taking a lot of damage here. But again, I'm not going to kill her for it, because I know I'll surely die with this being this close to the towers with no means taking it. But I will extend a little bit into there just to show her off some there. But I am going to drink like this and just keep standing here. Even though the tower's spawning. But I'll burn her in between the drinks just to scare her off a little bit more. And now she's at a very low health threshold. Again, I don't need to overextend to kill her. I'm just about as killable as her, arguably. So I'm going to be late to these. But that's alright. Again, Chen's early game is very... You have to know that you are very, very low. I'm saying Lunar will be late because we didn't see her travel there, and she was probably fixing her health issue over at the base. Now, Chen's peeling abilities can be good, but based on how I play Chen, usually don't work out so well. We have 2 supports and 2 backliners. I am the solo tank, but our peeling ability comes from a huge playstyle change. In the early game, it's much easier to do because you know yourself psychologically that you don't have the power to attack people the way you do in the late game. They are not going to get this, and we interrupt this just in time. At level 4, you pick up amplified healing, so that way your regen globes your regen master talent does help you out. I'm trying to peel for this person here, and I can actually aggressively get a kill. But there are 3 enemies here, so I'm gonna have to just dip out because there's no way I can drink through all of that. And our Nazebo stayed there for a little bit too long, if you ask me. I'm just trying to get that last bit of brew back. The brew bar is very, very important to Chen. Now, again, your peeling ability is kind of lost when you go into kill mode. Once you hit about level 7 and level 10. More so on level 10. You can still do some crazy stuff, though, before those levels. And so, but I'd recommend peeling for the team. Like a Murden, like a Diablo, like a Johanna. Again, getting in front of all of the damage. And I have 2 supports. One of them a healer and a half. So I can easily take all this damage. And I don't even necessarily have to play super aggressively either. I am, however, probably going to jump over this wall to kill people. Yeah. Like that. And we have them all at low health. So this is a prime time to do this. Because they have a solo Brightwing support, which is okay usually. But we have a healer and a half. And then a supporting Tassadar. I would say, indeed, that Lieutenant Morales is a healer and a half. If she has a front line that can help. Tassadar and me combined should well, not Tassadar as a front line, but Tassadar should definitely be able to help as far as keeping our Lieutenant Morales safe. This is not a roaming map, by the way, for region globes. And right here, I'm taking way too much damage, so my solo lane is not... I don't need to die for region globes. I do have amplified healing, so when you take this, you take these healing fountains, that should really top you off, especially after level 7. I mean, no, amplified healing is at level 4. But it's good that we're getting kills, and not them. It should be noted that... Oh, never mind. Okay, so level 7. Brewmaster's oh, I didn't pick it. Brewmaster's balance is super key to Chen's playstyle. None of these talents come close. This could be the ultimate of Chen. It would still be picked. While at or below 50 brew, gain 20% movement speed. And while at or above 50 brew, you regenerate much more health per second. If you hit the 50, you hit the boost of both worlds. Now, it's important to note that they have a new Lunara, who naturally has the speed of a Lunara, and 20% speed will be just where we are. This allows us to greatly chase our enemies and body block them way more effectively, especially when combined with this 25% slow. Now, what you can do is, look, 20 plus 30, that combo right there slows them and gives you your speed boost, while also keeping you at your regen boost. If you do use the Q on the way, which is totally legit, you just won't have that regen. And you will notice when it's gone. It's just that, if you're not worried about your health bar, then that's not a problem, of course. But as before, you want to be using the W and E to perfectly... It's the 50, it's the medium of the 100. And unfortunately, I have a feeling our Tassadar will die here. But it don't matter. We're just solo-nating, that's cool. They hit level 7 first. And now, my ability to dive them has greatly increased because I'm level 7. I have movement speed increase, and health regeneration at the same time when I choose. So I will most likely not be peeling for our team. But I don't think we'll have to, because with Nazeebo zombie walls, especially, and with our incredible damage output from the Tassadar, Nazeebo, and Raynor, we will definitely be able to do these things. I could have potentially done a much better job of body blocking the Kerrigan there, but I didn't want to take damage from the 2 towers that realistically had no bullets in them, but I wasn't paying attention at the moment. So right here, Raynor says 1 in ours, the rest in the other. We're feeling confident, obviously. And so I think I decide to go back. No, I don't. So I can slow this Kerrigan here, and I can jump to the other side of her and get the kill. My damage alone was enough to finish that sliver of health left. Now again, we're not peeling for our support there. It's important to note that that becomes not part of your mindset anymore, but you can totally do it, especially with your trait of being able to literally soak up a tons of damage. I do go back now to take this altar just in case, and that leaves our team. You can tell by their health bars that they really missed that frontliner. But now, oh, I mistyped. But now we want to go to the bottom lane so we can get that level 10 first before they do. And we didn't lose any players, I don't think, during that entire altercation. And we even got a kill on Kerrigan. I don't know. No, we got a kill on Lin Ming. Again, the zombie wall will greatly increase our ability to gank people. Well, not gank people. We're not soaking all 3 lanes, but we're very close to hitting level 9 thanks to that Lin Ming kill. And as soon as I get this regen globe, I'll be off. Now, here is pivotal. It's really pivotal. Wandering Keg is one of the most reliable ways of countering Mosh Pit. because you're unstoppable, so you're not stunnable. You're only susceptible to the Maw of Zagara and the Void Prison of Zeratul, and you stun people. And this is for 5 seconds. So if somehow you get CC'd in some way, you're not really going to, or if you're really far away, you have 5 seconds to get into the action. I don't think it mentions this, but I think you do actually get a speed increase. And you do some damage to enemies. The damage is only notable when they have a sliver of health left, and you can hit them, you can like push them into a corner by hitting them multiple times. But the far better choice usually is Storm, Earth, and Fire. Now, yes, they don't have a Nazebo, but they do have the Disintegrative Leaming. But that's not enough to stop me. No. But Storm, Earth, and Fire, you can use this as an incredibly difficult, yet incredibly good body blocking entity. Or you can use this, and this is how I mostly use it, as a escape button, the eject button. You survive most altercations. It's important if you're not playing Chen, though. When you see the Storm, Earth, and Fire, you never want to focus them. It doesn't really do much. When you kill the Storm, Earth, and Fire, it doesn't kill Chen. It just makes Chen himself again, by the way. If he was at an incredibly low health threshold, don't even go for them then. They have jump ability like no other people. And at this level, I do actually go for Storm, Earth, and Fire. Another important aspect about this is that then you get access to his best level 20 talent, in my opinion, the Elemental Conduit, which increases your damage at level 20 by a lot. Therefore helping your, not gank potential, but your damage potential. Unfortunately, our Nazebo did use the zombie wall, but if I just get on the other side of this Kerrigan, and I'm not peeling, I should definitely go back to peeling, which is probably what I do. They did interrupt my drinking, but no matter, I'll be on my way to that Lunara. No, I won't. Lunara does have runaway ability, and I'm drinking there because I knew that this would finish them off. Drinking is very important to get your stuff. And again, I'm not peeling for this Lieutenant Morales, but she will survive because we have double support. But even so, I can't chase this Lunara though, unfortunately, because I didn't have any brew left. Now, when you are at the speed threshold, keep in mind you from then on do not have to use the E ability because it's a 30. Let's say you're at 50 brew, so you just hit your speed proc. Try not using the Breath of Fire if you can help it. The damage, you could do so much more damage with simple auto attacks after slowing somebody. I guarantee it. Because this way, with that 50 brew left, you can do either 2 brew smashes and a flying kick, or a keg smash and then potentially 3 flying kicks. Keep in mind, all these abilities have a 5-second cooldown. So, without drinking, for 10 seconds, you're probably set. As long as you just don't use that E ability. But before you have the speed proc, you want to use the E ability to get the speed proc. You don't always necessarily need the speed proc, it just greatly helps your body blocking ability. Right here, we're going to engage here. I can, by the way, use my trait, Fortifying Brew, to soak up tower hits incredibly well. This can allow your team to make incredibly aggressive plays. Now, granted, there's 2 people coming over here to our Rainer without a support nearby. Well, she's right here. Or, whoops, sorry, Tatsadar. He's right here. But this can allow your team to make incredible plays under towers. Like, for example, what you would be able to do in the Cursed Hollow map when your team has the curse. The Shadow Deckers is on a really low health threshold, but I can't finish them off alone. This is a Hyperion Might, but this Rainer shouldn't go in because of the 2 people right here, the Leaming in particular. I can peel for him, however. Just note that I'm focusing my peeling ability versus this tower. You can also use this peeling ability on this boss, or the Sky Temple altars, to incredibly tank. I think Chen is the only person who can legit tank this boss, and he's incredibly good at doing it. Although the boss unfortunately does do cleave damage. And we do have to leave now, but Chen can always really leave with this. And keep in mind that you don't even need to use the W and the E offensively. Right here, I use it to be able to run away faster because there's 3 of us, and seemingly 4, no, not 4, because Lunara's over here and Arthas is getting health somewhere else. But we're not looking too pretty. And because I'm taking a lot of damage, I'm in the middle of the team. No, I'm not taking that much damage, not yet. We want to be peeling for our support. That's what I'm trying to do at this very moment, but the slow from Arthas is actually preventing me from doing that. And now that I'm taking way too much damage, use Storm Earth and Fire. Keep in mind, you have to channel for a full 1 second. So you will have to plan before you get to that super low health point when you're going to do this. And you are interruptible. When you get interrupted, it has a 10-second cooldown. But that's important to note, that you have a 1 second channel time. It's important to note that if you are getting crowd controlled, for example, and you want to use the R as soon as you get, as soon as you're able to, you can just hold down the R key from the moment you just, really want to immediately use that. That'll work for just fine. Or as soon as it gets off the 10-second cooldown or whatever cooldown it's on. In this form, there's two abilities. Q on 6 seconds and split up on 6 seconds. Q, you have everyone jump to this position that you Q from. That range is about this much. I won't show us. But it's about this much on everybody. If one person's over here, one person's over here, one person's over here, if they're anywhere, wherever you have one of them jump to within the range, for example, if, one's here, one's here, one's here, and I have this one jump over here, all three of them jump over here, by the way. And because they're in a trio like this, what you can do is if you aim it and time it properly, you can have them jump all three around somebody and completely body block them. The W ability makes them explode from each other. They deal some damage, if I'm not... No. Apparently it doesn't deal any damage, but I think that on landing they deal some damage. They must, because I've gotten a few kills like that. They magnetically repel each other, basically, in about the jumping distance. If there's only two of them, they'll just split off a little bit. You can make them jump farther if there are at least two by making them first W and then Q, because remember, the farthest one away will still jump to the location. It should also be noted that if all three of them are alive, or, if any of the amount of them are alive, they're all going to respawn where the storm one is. And then, if the storm one's gone, it's surely either the Earth or the Fire. I haven't done enough games that I know which one that is, because you shouldn't focus these people. Now, Brightwing's at these guys are at a low enough health, and my team has a high enough threshold of damage that we can get kills on these people. However, it's important to note that I'm on a pretty low health threshold as soon as I get out of this, and this only lasts so long, or until these guys are killed. And so now I'm taking a little bit of damage, so I am retreating because I know I have low health, and we didn't have the great follow-up, because none of our team has incredible dive potential that would allow us to incredibly dive. Now, our Rainer needs some peeling, so I slow them down. I could have jumped in their way, but no matter. I am still at low health, and nope, but Lieutenant Morales is still on the way. I can't exactly peel for this gazebo except by slowing people down. But over here, I can get around and still do this. I do have my invincibility proc on cooldown. It's important to note that. But we do have both supports right here at a good enough mana threshold to be able to deal with that. And right here, we're going to pick up the kill on the Nara. And I'm just going to drink while we're waiting for everything to come back up. And surely we can get the kill on multiple of these people. 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out of the old ball game. And again, I can drink under this tower to fully... I don't even need the healing. I can fully mitigate the damage of this tower. I think at any level, actually, I've never had a level where Chen was out-damaged by forts. Granted, if you took the damage from both forts, you probably could take all the damage. Now, this is also an important level. You mostly want to go for a touch of honey. Increases the keg smash slow from 25% to 40%. That's a very big change, especially because it's a 3-second slow. But enough to share can be good, and Relentless can be good. Keep in mind, Relentless doesn't prevent you from getting stunned. So if you're just worried about getting half a second stunned and out of your drinking, Relentless doesn't help you. Same with slows and roots and silences. Yeah, those just interrupt the trait. They don't really prevent it. So I mean, unless if you're against heavy stun comp, then yes, you want to take Relentless as always. A touch of honey is still very good and should not be overlooked. Enough to share. A very rare pick. You only want to use that when you have at least 3 people, and one of them yourself, on a front line. And this would greatly change your playstyle, because keep in mind, even if I had 3 helpers here that are on the front line with me, I am diving into people. So when I drink, then I'm not necessarily with them. And then they don't need the shielding sometimes because they already have enough like sustain on their own and from our support. And then also you use the W much more than you use the D. At least that's what I've seen. So Touch of Honey is usually the way to go, but Enough to Share and Relentless can be optional situational picks. Right here, because of my drinking, and well actually I didn't need to drink towards the end because the minions got there. But that's alright, and because our Nazebo, one of the greater siege characters in the game, is over here, I'm going to make my way over here as well. And again, I'm going to just, real quickly, I'm going to eat some of the damage. But I don't need to because our minions have arrived into the lane. It's important on this map, by the way, to kill this main tower, because when you do, obviously this and this go away. The tower and the fountain go away. Looks like they're taking this back, but no matter. We're going to come over here. Although we could aggressively do that because their Lunara is not with their team, and we had a 3-level lead. But we can still definitely kill this Lunara, I believe. But we still need to, in the process, peel for our... Well, we had to, but now that our teammate's here, we don't have to peel for our Lieutenant Morales. And Tassadar can do some good, weird peeling. And Raynor is going to the objective like he should. And so we shall follow. But keep in mind it's him alone. With this Nazebo. I don't know what the Nazebo is doing alone. Down there. We will be one player down, but we're one level ahead. We're no longer a talent tier ahead. And now, I can do some peeling, but my mindset is not to peel for people. It's to get in people's way and body block them, be a bruiser. And now I have to peel for Lieutenant Morales, which is why I get in the way over here. And I'm receiving enough healing that I don't have to worry about a lot of things. And so, but I do take some damage, and now, that's the triple thing. Hold up, I want to see if I can't get that again. Right here is the triple block. We jumped right at the right moment, and all 3 of the bodies were able to completely block out people. You can also use these 3 people as a wall. That's the W. It makes people explode, and now we're getting in the way of this Kerrigan as well as possible with the 3 bodies. But now I'm taking way too much damage, and keep in mind I have a pretty low health bar. But for some reason that Kerrigan re-engaged. Maybe she didn't see me, and Lunara also re-engaged forever, but she was trading with the Chen Morales. That's probably why. And I can stay here and take some of the damage, but we're not engaging on siege here. We're gonna just go back over here, and I believe we're gonna take the boss. That's what I had to say. But if we need to, yes, I can stay around here and soak up the tower hits. But our Nazebo went in first, unfortunately. So he'll be taking the damage until the minions get there. He didn't take too many shots. And now that this is very much done, because I, don't have incredible damage over time, I'm going to start this mercenary camp to get our team encouraged to do so, just so we can get some more core damage pressure in at level 16. Now, I found the best talent to get is usually Pressure Point on a 5-second cooldown, keep in mind, with the 10 brew. So this is completely at your expense. You can use this. It slows the target by 90% for 1 second. That really helps you. The reason why it's 90% slow instead of a root is because with rooting that was too overpowered because people couldn't use movement abilities. But Pressure Point definitely is my favorite. If you somehow need more damage on your team, combination attack is completely viable as well. Increasing, if you want to peel way more, that's a very good way. And if you're getting stunned way too often, getting interrupted, you're drinking, then Bottomless Mud could really help. But Pressure Point, I've only found use for this. I don't think there's a situation where Pressure Point would be a bad choice in any of these matches, unless you're finding you're incredibly losing. We are 3 levels ahead of the enemy, and a talent tier ahead. So we're at an incredible lead. And even though it's just us 2 up here, and if they come over here, keep in mind we do have that lead. And now we want to escort the mercenaries into their court, so that they can deal that extra 3 damage. We haven't taken any core damage yet, so this is a bit of a one-sided match. Now, no, I think this was a hero game though. Keep in mind that although the core does incredible damage to you while you are inside. That doesn't mean you can't just dip in there for but a moment, if they are vulnerable enough. Chen, as you might soon see, can actually just go in there for just a little, like, just get his feet wet and survive. You're not going to see that in this part of the match, though, at least. We did get those people to cross the line, and they're taking even more core damage. I think in the next patch they're going to fix this issue where the number doesn't show up, because even I can't remember what's going on there. I'm going to start this because I want us to get another one in, but the problem with this is that that would take an incredible time just for the mercenaries to walk around over here, and by that time they might as well have actually destroyed this. So this was not exactly the right play either, but I am able to take it with the help of Nazebo. So now we're actually just going to we're gonna engage here. We do have a 3-level and a talent tier lead, but our Lieutenant Morales is taking way too much damage, so I'm trying to peel for her, by slowing down the Kerrigan, and it works, I have my R ability off cooldown, so I am basically invincible, and right now we want to go for the most vulnerable player on their team, right wing, and I jumped to the wrong target there. I meant to jump to right wing, but no matter, we can just catch up because they're seeming to stick around here, and right wing healing isn't exactly legendary. As you're going to see right here, I am able actually to jump the fence, as it were, to kill a member of the enemy team, but just for a moment. Staying in there for 4 shots or so leveled my health halfway. But I do have a Morales here, so it's important to note that. Don't do that with a solo to acid R support. Another important thing to mention is, like always, the psychological factor of the game. It's important to note that none of our teammates are getting angry at each other or anything. That's always a good sign. Unfortunately, our Nazebo is caught out by this Arthas, but we can punish him for it just fine. We might spend a little bit too much time chasing. What? But no matter. And now 2 altars are spawning. They're down 2 players. We're down 1. We have 2-level lead. That's alright. And I'm going to solo this one back here. And it looks like they're going to take this one. They are taking back 1 and 2 of their forts, or their keeps. But that's alright. It's an interesting play by their Kerrigan. And as soon as I capture this altar, I'm going to be back into the fight. Unless if that's just game. I can't tell by the numbers. Okay, that is just the game. At level 20... Oh, you're kidding, right? I can't see it. No! At level 20, you want to pick Elemental Conduit if you can. If you can't, the Wandering Keg upgrade, the Bolt of the Storm, and the Hardened Shield are all pretty viable. Keep in mind, though, with Bolt of the Storm, you already had a teleport on a 5-second cooldown with a slow on it, most likely, from level 16. So, probably not Bolt of the Storm, but it can help you otherwise. So, anything else I wanted to go over with Chen that I know? Nope, that'll be all. So, please remember to like if you enjoyed this. Subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of thing. Leave some comments down below for conversations, that's cool. And share this video with your friends if you think they'd like it as well. That'll be all for today. See you guys.